Hello and welcome to Carr Fishing Bandits. Yeah, it's Paul, the owner and creator. Right, apologies as I fished the Saturday match at Barbara Spring Ponds. The reason why there was no recordings is because the weather was so atrocious and the wind swirling that you would never have been able to hear a single word I was saying. Saying that, because of the wind, I couldn't even hold a top 2+2 in front of me. The presentation of the bait was just non-existent. It was just completely all over the place. So the only option to me, there wasn't enough room to throw a feeder, but the only option left to me was to use the edges. Now, because it was a rover match, I drew number 2 in the pickings, and straight away I chose peg 30 because I know peg 30, I know how it fishes, I know how it works, and to be honest with you, the wind didn't seem as bad when we were stood up drawing as pegs. The way I approached it was, as I normally do, a rig 2+2 or 2+3 hard pellet on the bottom. Then it would be a far bank shallow hard pellet pinging 8mm halibut pellets over the top. Near banks was always going to be paste. Now I made a change to my paste fishing. I tend to use krill red ground bait to make my paste, but listening to what the lads were saying in the previous matches, they were scoring well on green stim paste. So on the trip to Angling Direct, which is here, I hope you can see it. Yeah, right. They are the suppliers of all types of fishing equipment and bait, from the novice to the experienced to the professional. Not just match anglers, pleasure anglers, match anglers, intermediates, professionals, big carp fishing, i.e. the bivvies, the big rods, the tripods, all the barras, all the keep nets and landing nets you could think of, luggage, boxes, you name it, they have it. Now, the reason why I'm giving them a plug is because not only do I shop there all the time, and have done for many a year, the staff are second to none. They are really, really knowledgeable and friendly. So if you have a question, they're at Stubley Hollow in Dronfield. Pay them a visit. Speak to one of the lads. They'll be more than well happy to help you and make you so welcoming. It's unbelievable. Competitively priced, as most of the lads in the shop actually use tackle from the shop, so they'll give you an honest opinion. Right, back to the match. I purchased some swim sting green from Angling Direct. So on Saturday I mixed it up like I normally do. Two parts to one. 2 parts bait powder to 1 part water. It gave a lovely consistency, if not a little bit too dry, so I added a little bit more water so it was a softer bait, because I prefer the softer baits. as I said, far bank, near bank, far bank was not fishable whatsoever. The middle, which is 2+2, couldn't hold a bait. No sooner did I drop it in like that, it was there, and then back here, and then there, and then there. It just, the wind was swirling so much, it was just an impossibility. So my only options were my 2 edge lines. Now, to be honest, they didn't produce as much as I were expecting and what I hoped. The right hand side, which is closest to the bridge, is the side that produced 95% of my fish. It was only the left side that produced the odd couple. So I predominantly worked on my right hand side. Now, I tried different baits all the way through: sweet corn, paste, pellet, expanders, meat, casters. I just could not get the carp feeding regularly. Gets to about 1/2, 2/4, and I'm thinking my carp net is coming close to the 50 pound mark, so it was time to get a third net and put a third net in. Big mistake. Worst mistake I've ever made. It was the net of death. No sooner had I put that third net in, and quite literally I didn't throw it out, I laid it down, but it had the same effect as if I'd thrown it out. I never got another single bite. I never saw a single movement of fish. So, to be honest with you, the last hour and a half was an absolute grueler. So disappointing and so frustrating, to be honest. So when the whistle went for calling it the end, I was more than welcoming it. So we tackled down, I put my stuff away and I waited for the scales, but because I tackled down relatively quickly, I was able to walk round and see what the other lads had caught. Now, John Sanderson, who came first from peg 25 with 114 pound, absolutely fantastic. He never thought that he had that much, but he thought he had maybe 95 pounds. So welcome, John. Welcome inside. Lovely fish, lovely gentleman, fantastic. So I'll give you a rundown at weights, shall I? Right, as I've said, John, I'll just get my list. John Sanderson first with 114 pound 6 ounce from peg 25. Dave Austin, 92 pound 15 ounce from peg 16. Dean Jarvis, third, 73 pound 9 ounce from peg 2, which was the other side of the bridge. Then came Steve Dale on 62 pound 11 ounce from peg 28. Now, I was at side of Steve watching him all day, so I knew I was behind, but didn't know how much. So when I weighed in 6th place with 54 pound 7 ounce from peg 30, I was actually closer than what I thought I was. So on a difficult day, I was quite happy and quite pleased with £54 7 ounce. When you can only fish a margin and only one line's working, and yet you can get £54 7 ounce from it, says a lot for the fishery, doesn't it? Then came, bless him, Steve, the fishery owner, with £43 4 ounce from peg 11. Now, midweek, Steve had fished that peg, and I believe he got close to £200, or he did get £200, I'm not quite sure. Thought, like me, A, I know the peg, A, I know it produces, but B, not today, it never. Then came Neil Linley, £17 6 ounce from peg 35, which is actually the last peg on the island, which he, like I've said in previous videos, it either fishes its backside off or you struggle all day, and then unfortunately Neil struggled all day. Last but not least, and certainly not last thought of, was Steve Jackson with £12 8 ounce from peg 20. Now, Steve is a fantastic angler, so it must have been hard round his side for him only to get that weight, and he was very disappointed with it. Right, that basically the match, and like we've said, it's fishing. It's not called catching, it's called fishing, and some days you're there and some days you're not, and unfortunately to my dismay, I can't seem to get away from that 6th place. I've had 1/3 place. The rest of them's been 6th place, and they've been with different weights and different areas. I've fished off the island. I've fished off the bank. I've fished on the either end of the island, and I've always managed to get 6th place. Don't know what it is. Maybe I'll not put no keep nets in next week and just wait until I catch one. Maybe that'll either put me up or put me down. just to move from that 6th place would be lovely. But right, my diary for this week is very, very booked up, so it doesn't look like I'm gonna get out on the bank much this week. To be honest with you, with the weather turning and the weather changing and different things in my life as general, I'm not going to be able to do much fishing through the winter season. I am, though, come the new year, hoping to start and fish for some of the big matches, i.e. Maver Match This, Fishermania, different ones, all the big ones, to try and get my name out there. But I will keep you updated, and if you like my video, click on the link below, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, feel free. Right, I'll sign off and say, good fishing, gents. Happy catching.